that autumn wind. Shout out to the Raiders, man, we about to win.
One-word reaction to Raiders versus the Bears. I want a one-word reaction because it was an incredible game. And if it's not, you can't swear though. Can't swear. When you swear, YouTube blocks it. So I want a one-word reaction to Raiders versus the Bears because the Raiders went into London, won a game 24-21 against a very, very good Bears team. And for anybody who watched the game, this was not even a home game for the Raiders. There was more Bears fans there. And then they showed it, how much the Raiders are traveling. Raider Nation travels well, but the Raiders, the NFL, just saying, we got a tough schedule, but the Raiders are sticking it right now to the NFL. So let's give out some grades, shall we? The offense. What would you guys grade the offense? A, B, C, D, or F? For me, the offense, they get a B+. Before that last final drive, I had the Raiders offense at a C+. Bad turnover, which then led to a Bears touchdown, which I thought was going to be the downfall of the Raiders. But here's the thing. When they needed to get the touchdown that they needed, they did. Scoring 24 points against the Bears is not easy. Coming into this game, the Bears were allowing only 11 points. The Raiders realistically put up 17 points rather quickly. I still think that we should have tried a 54-yard field goal with Daniel Carlson in the first quarter. I was a little bit surprised there. But two bad turnovers, without those two bad turnovers, this game realistically is not even close. Total yards, 398, and they did this without their top receiver, Tyrell Williams. Derek Carr, 25 of 32 for 229 yards. A very productive game. Very productive. It's probably the best game I've ever seen Derek play without throwing a touchdown or an interception. And hopefully, y'all listen to me all week because I told you to go bet on the Raiders at BetDSI. Man, I had a few people say, Mitch, I put down money. Well, good job. If you don't put down money on BetDSI, you're missing your chance. I have the best deal out there on the internet right now. You will not find a better one. The Raiders were 5.5-point underdogs. I bet on the Raiders straight up to win this game. And I have proof because it's on my Instagram. And if you don't believe me, go check it out at Mitchell Renz 365. But if you want to bet on the Raiders going forward, you got to go to chatsports.com/bet. And if you use my promo code Raiders120, you put down $50, you'll get $60 for free. And for anybody who signs up with BetDSI, Raider Nation Store is also going to hook you up with a t-shirt. We need these t-shirts because I'm 2-0. The Raiders are 2-0 when I wear it. Let's talk about the defense now. Defense from third quarter was scary. Really, really scary. The defense, I'm going to give you an A- grade. I really wanted to give them an A+ grade because they got put in very, very tough situations. Here's the thing, though. The Bears' offense is not very good. It's just not very good. So they allowed 21 points. Pass yards, 194. Rush yards, 42. I mean, the Bears only had 236 total yards of offense. I believe we had 4 sacks. That might have been me. I might have jumped the gun here. 4 sacks, not just 3. But the offense, they get a B+. The defense gets an A-. So now we're going to talk a little bit about special teams. But I want you guys to grade the offense. I want you to grade the defense. Because here on the Raiders Report, this show is not about me. It is about all of y'all. And we are the most interactive channel. So what would you grade the defense? A, B, C, D, or F? I want to see some comments flowing in, and I'll make sure I promise you that we get to all these super chats. Special teams. What are we giving them? A, B, C, B? Looks like it's a B. Special teams. So I would have given the special teams an A, but I'm going to more blame it on the coaching staff simply because I really wanted the Raiders to give Daniel Carlson that opportunity to kick that 54-yard field goal in the first quarter. I could have gone back and looked at this game, and if the Raiders would have lost by only 3 points, that's something that I definitely would have pinpointed. You give your kicker a chance, especially when you're, on a field that you have the ability to kick a 54-yard field goal. So we're doing a Raiders versus Bears, doing grades, awards, all sorts of things here. Get us to 30K subscribers. We are the most interactive Raiders channel. Got over 1,000 people watching us right now live on YouTube. And if you're not watching this live, make sure you guys hit that big red button, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live. And once I get to 30K subscribers, going to do some more giveaways. And then we're also going to hook up some more people with some maybe some tickets, some t-shirts, a lot of fun stuff. Subscribe. Okay, get us there. We got to spread the nation. All right, let's get into some recap here. We're going to get into some awards. Who was my Gruden grinder? And if you don't know what a Gruden grinder is, look it up, and I actually would really question whether or not you're a real Raider fan. So this week against the Bears, my Gruden grinder was Max Crosby. I was so stoked to see my dude get a start. Now, Max has been a heck of a player all year, and when he got fined for that Patrick Mahomes hit, really, I think, totally turned around his outlook, because since then, he's been incredible. And today, 1 tackle, 1 sack, 1 QB hit, and a tackle for a loss. You need Max Crosby to make a play, he's there. You need somebody who's going to give you effort all the time, it's Max Crosby. Seriously, if you guys get some time today, try to find me a player that gives more effort than Max Crosby. You're just simply not going to find him. He had to step up big and replace Clelin Ferrell this week, and he did so. And even if when Clelin Ferrell comes back, there's just no way right now you cannot start Crosby. He is setting the tone for this team, and I'm really excited that he got a start and his first career stat. Go to my Twitter, retweet it. Let's get it viral. Let's go to the Clutch Player Award. Who is the most clutch player in Week 5 versus the Bears? What do you guys think? I want you to comment below. It might be pretty easy. It's Derek Carr for me. Derek Carr gets my Clutch Player Award. 25 of 32 for 229 yards. I don't care that he didn't score any touchdowns. I don't care that he didn't score or that he had any interceptions. Because this is realistically what Derek was working with this week. You had Hunter Renfrow, Keelan Doss, Trevor Davis, Marcel Aitman didn't play. He was asked to go out and score. He was asked to go out and produce without his main option in Tyrell Williams. And that's exactly what he did. When the Raiders needed a touchdown at the end of the drive, what did they do? They literally went 97 yards and scored a big-time touchdown. I am very, very impressed with how Derek handled himself and how he remained very, very confident this entire game. So my Clutch Player Award goes to Derek Carr. Let's keep the awards flowing in here. And I'll be honest with you guys. When the games come down to the wire, we switch up a lot of graphics. So you're going to see a lot of different things. So the player that I think stepped up the most was Foster Moreau. Foster Moreau had a great freaking game. The rookie tight end from LSU stepped up big. 4 catches for 46 yards. But his biggest catch in the fourth quarter, on that final drive, my dude absolutely lays out and makes a spectacular catch. Spectacular catch, which then sets up the Josh Jacobs touchdown. Coming into this game, I was very worried because the Raiders were going to be without J.J. Nelson. You're going to be without Tyrell Williams, who had 4 straight games with a touchdown. But have no fear, Foster Moreau's here, and he played very well. The 4 catches, 46 yards. Sure, Darren Waller is still the top tight end option there, but when you have a player, when your top wide receiver's down, Foster Moreau steps right up and then leads the team with 46 receiving yards. So my Gruden grinder is Max Crosby. My clutch player is Derek Carr. And then the player that stepped up the most this week is Foster Moreau. All right, my last 3 awards, let's get into them. My offensive MVP. So the way that I did this, all right, if you win offensive MVP or defensive MVP, you can't win overall MVP. That's kind of how I did it, all right? I kind of cheated a little bit. So my offensive MVP in this game was the offensive line for the Oakland Raiders. Absolutely dominated. And you could actually say probably the best player for the Bears was Richie Incognito early on, because Richie, I don't know what he was doing, a horrible, play that basically forced the Raiders back up 15 yards. He's probably the only offensive lineman that I'll say didn't really play well. But Khalil Mack, 0 sacks. The Bears, 0 sacks. Colton Miller, Trent Brown. Trent Brown was kind of whooping Khalil Mack today. Rodney Hudson, great game. The Raiders lose Jordan Devey. Now the Raiders in Week 7, you're going to get Gabe Jackson back. This offensive line is playing very well. And when we get back Gabe Jackson, this is going to be even a bigger smile. The offensive MVP goes to the offensive line. Great job, Tom Cable. Great job, Tom Cable. Let's go to the defensive MVP. This one could have gone a few different ways. All right, you could have probably given it to Garyon for the interception late in the game. I thought Mo Hurst played well. Mo Hurst was close. I'm going to give it, though, to Nicholas Morrow. The reason why I'm going to go with Nicholas Morrow is for 2 big reasons. That big interception, but also, he filled in very well for Vontaze Burfict. Burfict was not in this game, obviously, for the suspension. And if you watch the Raiders on defense, a lot of the players were looking tomorrow for play calls. They were looking for him on what to do. The fact that the Raiders are so thin right now at linebacker and the fact that he needed to step up was a big reason why I personally gave the defensive MVP tomorrow. But realistically, you could have given the defensive MVP to like 5 or 6 players for the Raiders. It was a great overall team performance, but it's my show and I wanted to give it tomorrow. If you disagree with me, please throw it in the comments section. So who is the MVP? I want you guys to name the Raiders MVP today, and I would be astonished if it's really almost not unanimous. There's a lot of questions and comments flowing in right now. The Raiders MVP against the Bears. It's only one answer. It's Josh Jacobs. I mean, my dude balled out. And I can already see so many people being like, who won the Khalil Mack trade now? Who won the Khalil Mack trade now? Good, guess what? We can say it all off season. And every single time somebody gives me the Khalil Mack argument, Khalil Mack is a great player. There's no doubt. But one player does not make a team. Unless it's Josh Jacobs. MVP Richard, we're on the same page, my man. I got you. Let's see from Clips from Claw. Also on the same page. My man, first career 100-yard game, 123 rushing yards, 4.7 yards per carry. Robert, Eric, we are all on the same page. Josh Jacobs with an absolute dominant performance. Very, very excited to see. And if you type Josh Jacobs right now, there's a good chance that producer Alicia's going to throw you up on screen. She's doing a great job right now. So, John Garcia's throwing in John Gruden. Okay, I'm not against it. And then, yeah, the Jacobs Express. Full board, hype train. Go put your money on BetDSI for Josh Jacobs to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Because every single second that you waste that you're not doing it, you're losing money. Oh, look at that. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. If you put down $50, you'll get 6 for free. And hell, right now, if you put down $50 on Josh Jacobs to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, not only are you going to get a free shirt from Raider Nation store, you're going to win a lot of money. Do it. BetDSI. Raider Nation, I'm trying to help you out. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.